Hi, it's Heather. This video I'm making specifically for my neighbor who broke her lower leg in two places, but it can be used for anybody while you are sitting on a couch or a lounger. So I'm going to start by getting back here and lounging, getting my legs up. All right. So you're sitting, you're lounging, you could be on your bed, and we want to have some movement. So we're going to just start with a little bit of circles of your wrists one way, circles of your wrists another way. Good. And so we're just doing some movement just to start bringing you into your body. So circling of one or both ankles. And I say that because my neighbor cannot move one of her ankles. So we'll start with one. And if you can do the other one, go ahead and do the other one. If not, just repeat the one that we just did. Good. Good. To add some interest, so we're going to start with one ankle, same arm, same ankle, circle, same side, go the other way. And then you're going to take the opposite wrist with that ankle. So we're still doing some cross brain work here, circling. So it keeps your wires attached, so to speak. Good. Now, if you can move the other ankle, we're going to do that with the other side. And if you need to repeat on that same side, just repeat on the same ankle. So same ankle and wrist one way and then the other way. And then opposite wrist to ankle. And the other way. And take a rest. Good. Okay. So the leg that is not broken, that doesn't have to be immobilized for my neighbor, we're going to flex that foot and relax. Good. Flex and relax. Flex and relax and flex and relax. Now repeat that same side for my neighbor. Everyone else, you're going to do the other foot and relax. Flex, relax, flex, relax, flex, relax. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go to the foot for my neighbor. That is the one that's free and not broken. And I want you to flex it, but as though you're pushing it into a wall or a floor. So you want to try to keep that foot flat so that when you're using the foot, especially because that's the one you're hopping on, if this leg is the broken one, and you want to make sure that it's really engaged all the way up through the hip. Okay, good. Let that relax. Okay, so same side for neighbor. Everyone else, we're going to flex our foot, push, and try to keep it flat. If you see any toes kind of flipping up, you just want to sort of invite them to join the party as though you're pushing into a wall. Good. And then relax. Okay. So now we're going to bend the knee. So the knee that can bend, you're going to bend that knee. Good. And slide it back down. Bend it. And slide it back down. So if the other leg needs to be immobilized, repeat with the same leg. Bend it. Take it down. Bend it. Take it down. Good. And relax. Okay. So I want you to imagine that you're doing like a bridge, but Of course, lying down bridge is a little easier, but we're gonna get the sensation of the bridge by squeezing our buttocks. So if you have one leg that you can bend, go ahead and bend it. If you have both that you can bend, go ahead and bend them. I'm just going to emulate what it's like to have one straight leg. And you're going to squeeze your buttocks and relax. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax, and squeeze, relax. Now, as a little bonus, while you're squeezing the buttocks, I want you to think about squeezing the pelvic floor so that you're holding your pelvic floor taut and then it's releasing as your buttocks release. So squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, and squeeze and release. Good. And you could take the legs back down. Okay. So one of the things that gets weakened when we're lying around a lot are our quads. All right, now if you've just broken a leg, you just don't want to tamper with the leg, but the other leg, you definitely want to keep the strength in. So what are some ways that you can get the thigh to tighten? So one is squeezing the buttock, okay, just start engaging down the leg. The other is with a slight flex of the foot, engaging and lifting it. Doesn't have to be high, lifting that leg up and down. You'll find that you're also needing to squeeze up into the lower abs and get a little pelvic floor work out of this, up and down. So now if your other leg can move, if it's not a broken leg, you can lift that one up and down or just repeat on the other side. So it's a very small movement to keep those quads engaged, up and down, up and down, up and down. Good. And relax. Okay. So now what about the upper body? So if you're having a leg issue, you may be having to hold on to something like a walker or crutches. It takes a lot of power from the upper body. So we're going to actually sort of take this apart a little bit. We're going to start with a prayer position and we're just going to do a push into the hands. So push, release, push, release, push, release. And then you're going to push and hold, 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 release, and take it down. Good. Okay, so then we're going to do something a little opposite where the hands are together and we're just opening up the arms. So helping to open up the chest, maybe relieving a little bit of that strain on the arms and shoulders and bring it back in. So we're going to open. And while you're doing this, try to keep your eyes forward. Open and in and open and in. Good. And take it down. All right, so now a little movement of kind of lifting your elbows up and down, up and down, and up and down, and up and down. Good. Now let's hold those up. And if you can, I want you to reach up with your arms. Palms are kind of open, fingers are lengthened. Try to reach the arms back a little bit, eyes are up. So we're getting a little bit of movement in the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, you're just going to take those arms straight down in the front, breathing it out and take it back down. Good. Let's do that one again. So we're going to just take the arms up, inhale, lifting up the arms, palms are flat. Maybe you're reaching back a little behind you, chin is up. Inhale again, and then exhale, slowly let this come back down. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to squeeze the buttocks while we are doing it. So we're going to lift up the arms Inhale. Now start squeezing the buttocks here. Good. And then as you exhale, start to lower it down. You can start releasing the buttocks, taking the arms all the way down. Good. All right. So let's just take our head to one shoulder and our head to the other shoulder. Good. So notice my back, my spine isn't straight. So when we do movements and the spine is not straight, we're kind of in that lounging position. We might notice like, oh, I feel that in my neck. So just don't be afraid to do some movements to release that. Good. And bring it back to center. And we'll just end how we began with circling those wrists one way, circling the wrists the other way. Good. And then bring your hands back into the center. Namaste.